Toy Story, a pioneer within computer animation. Back in the good old days, 2D animation was the dominant force, and then 3D animation came out and changed everything. Toy Story was always fun of being a trilogy ever since Toy Story 2 came out. A third thing was going to happen at some point, and that point came out in June of 2010. Bringing you Toy Story Mania for the Wii, released back in 2009. It's a party game meant to hype you up for what's to come. Like lots of games of this era, it starts off with a cutscene that looks really good. Hold on, Andy's living for something, right? Does that mean the toys can actually manage without them? So why the sadness in Toy Story 3? What is the timeline? These toy buildings doesn't say anything on them. But you might be thinking, wait, I recognize these models. Well, that's because they were reused for Toy Story 3, released 6 months later, and much like the less powerful version, the Wii one, this cutscene is computer generated instead of the in-game cutscenes of the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions. As for the cutscene itself, it plays its part really well. That can be said about most of the game. While plenty of party games is just a background, this one has some actual sense of style. It went after the Mario Party 3 route and made the entire aesthetic centered around playtime and crafts with lots of cardboard details. The file creators even speak and spell. It's not a nice detail within the timeline, but it's nice to see him once more. So, most like other Wii games, you are forced to navigate the menu with your Wii mode. The different modes it offers is party mode, story mode, amongst more, and for the sake of this review, I will only go for story mode. But what does that offer you? What is supposed to be the motivation? Why do you want to play through it? So the first game, what you have to do is throw in pies, and you do that by simply pointing and pushing or holding down A. It also acts as a tutorial meant to test your aiming skills. I just don't understand why it's classed as a tutorial. You are capable of understanding what aiming really means. You, the player, is a real waster. Why would you be throwing so many pies at 2 big targets? Just throw other pastries, dude. You know the other ones, right? Whereas kanelbulle, semla, I even take a kladdkaka, sir. As a matter of fact, this isn't the only game where you waste good stuff. You actually have to go all in on wasting even more, as shooting-based games is the name of the game. Rings, plates, and balls is the main method of projectiles, and it is your job to accumulate as many points as possible, and at the end of the day, give you the ones you need to win. But it doesn't mean you complete the game itself. In a rare case of difficulty spike and admiration for the Xbox 360's achievements, this game forces you to complete objectives. All of them to progress forward. A few of them are requirements, and 2 of them are specific to the course itself. But where did the cardboard even come from? Does Andy just have a big storage somewhere? How could he afford all of it? How did he have to cut all of the shapes out? Did he cut them all by himself? Did his mother do that? Maybe that was the lesson that his dad made before he left. Can the toys handle knives? These are some of the questions out of the Toy Story cinematic universe that will never be answered unless something comes out and reveals the whole truth. As for minigames themselves, I would say they are pretty decent. A lot of them has things going for them. The battles really pop, and so does the sound design. There are houses, trees, targets, all of them have their arts and crafts aesthetic. Of course, there are some real stinkers, and that is the Labyrinth game. This one that you're seeing right here. I mean, Labyrinth games in general are kind of difficult. If you play with one of these, then you undoubtedly know exactly what I'm talking about. However, yeah, you will have to be very precise on this one. And if you even want to go on to the next minigame, well, you have to basically be very precise and actually reach the finish line. And you cannot simply go into the other holes hoping to get a higher score. These points don't stack. You have to actually get that very only set of points. And you cannot really add it onto the others. So that just means completing this very labyrinth board, as you see right here. It was pretty difficult. It was way more difficult than it had any right to be. And the thing is, the controls was just pretty damn weird. As you can see right here, I was just right about to go to the hole, but then I steered in such a weird direction, or at least the controls directed that way, to the point where I simply went backwards, landed in a hole, and didn't pass. And guess what? I did this so many times to the point where I just sort of gave up. I realized that I wasn't going to beat this one, at least within a reasonable time limit. So you know what? I decided to call it quits on this one, admit that I messed up, and just move on. And that is the exact same reason I'm doing right here with this review. Game, you have officially beaten me. I cannot defeat you, but I hope we can all just be respectful comrades at some point. So thank you, Mr. Labyrinth Game, and thank you, Toy Story Mania. You did great. This is a decent game. It has good qualities, which actually does mean it has an audience. With that being said, it has a few downsides, but nothing that is majorly destructive. It's not going to like destroy your day or make your day ecstatic. It's just a decently pleasant game based on a very popular franchise, which can entertain you and your child for a while. I don't necessarily know if this is going to be at the next Call of Duty, but you know, for like half an hour with your friends maybe, or maybe with your family, this is a good time. This you could definitely have a good time with this one. So this has been me. I will see you. Bye.